Today we have a bourbon barrel battle for you.
That's right.
With that alliteration.
Yeah, I
See,
know. I
I'm
liked
not
it.
drunk,
The
you're
bourbon
drunk.
barrel bottle. Hey, I'm not arguing. I'm not saying.
And we found two that we wanted to put up against each other that are similar in proof. I believe
within
we're
one proof
within
point.
one proof point. So
Yep.
like right there, that sweet spot.
Yep.
Is it one? What is this? This is
15 and 116.
Okay.
Ish.
I believe you.
16 and 15.
I'm sorry, 116.56, and that's
115 even.
Yeah, so you're right there, within a percentage point of each other for sure.
And they're both. Well, okay, wait. They're both blended.
Yep.
Okay, neither one is a distiller.
Mm-hmm.
But there is rumor that, what did I just tell you? Is Penelope? Is Barton? One of them does a lot of Bart. Yeah. No, Three Chord. Three Chord does a lot of sourcing from Bart. So this might not be just MGP versus MGP or Ross and Squid, blah, blah. But this one might have some Barton in it. I don't know that Penelope has anything in it that's not Ross and Squid.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And on top of all of that, we actually decided we were going to do other YouTubers' picks. So
Yeah.
this is, and it's Bourbon Night pick,
Versus.
Whiskey Dictionary.
Yeah.
So this is the first Whiskey Dictionary pick that he's ever done. if
It
I'm not
is.
mistaken.
The first barrel pick he ever did.
So very
And
cool.
here's an interesting thing too. He did this virtually. He talks about it on his show where they had to send him samples, and he sent them back and said, "Let me try this, this, and this." And then they sent him back, and he had to do that a few times because it was right in the middle of COVID when he did it. So he didn't actually go there at the time they did this. So.
Interesting. So it's been like a process because that was like a couple of years.
Yeah, and shout out to him because he's helped us out a little bit. He's
Very
done some
cool.
nice things,
Very
nice
cool guy.
emails and stuff. So Bill from the Whisky Dictionary, thank you very much.
Thank you. And we actually kind of put these in here to let them air out a little.
Purposely.
Purposely.
And that was his idea. It was a good idea
Intentional.
too. This one's brand new open. This one's been open for.
We've had this one a while. This one brand spanking new as of last week. So we opened it up just before the show, put some in here before we started.
Let me say this. The last thing we did today was Remus and Bland's.
Okay.
When I nosed the Remus, which was also brand new open.
Yes.
And now I'm nosing the Three Chord, which is brand new open. It is 22 proof points higher, so 44% more percent. No, 11% more alcohol. Right. I had to divide, not multiply. See what I mean though? Like there's so much going on. It's not like it's so hard to keep up with all this stuff. But
stay in school, kids.
The nose is 100% better than the Remus nose was.
Yes.
When I nosed this brand new out of the bottle, freshly uncorked at 116 proof, this is soft and pleasant and subtle.
There's still a little
nuanced.
bit of, there's still a sting, but
that was good.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you. This little buddy.
Gremlin laugh?
Nuanced.
So for 115, 116 proofish, there's a little bit of a sting, but it's not like it's not blended well. I got a little bit of you're gonna be drinking something that's a little hot, but at 115 proof, that's expected.
I had to sniff hard to get the hot. I just did that on purpose. I'm kind of trying to just barely nose when I nose it first, because that's how I kind of heard. Keep your mouth just a little bit open, nose it away. Don't do this because it'll like that. But I did that just to get the burn. It took me doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
No, there's a little bit of burn, but there's not as I'm going to say this. There's not as much sweetness as when we nose the Blands.
No, not quite. No.
But this is also a massive proof difference between the Blands.
Yeah.
So
wow, I'm excited to try it because of the nose.
The nose is very good. It's soft, it's subtle, but it's not bad. It's not going to turn you off.
I don't know if I do this right, but it seems to be pretty light for 116 too, doesn't it? Or no? Are we doing that?
No, I'm just
getting
fine. That's pretty decent color for it.
It just seems. I just would assume
it's aged at least 2 years because it's a straight bourbon. So.
Right.
And it's blended, so I'm sure there's some things there too.
Four grains: corn, wheat, rye, and barley. They always say 4 grains because barley's a part of all of them, and the other 3 all have a dominant grain in some of their different batches they get from who they get it from. Which I'm talking about Penelope right now, not Three Chord. Three Chord's a little different. So,
yes, again, in order to be called a bourbon, it has to be at least 51% corn.
Yep.
So.
And aged in new oak barrels, but new charred oak barrels, or
American oak, not French.
Okay, but it only has to be in there for a second because of all that weird Cleveland nonsense. We got to get a hold of that just for fun. And at some point, I'm buying a bottle of Octomore just so we could try it, the heaviest peated Scotch on earth. Because I just want to try it. It'll be fun. He'll love it. He'll absolutely look at the look on his face. He loves it. I'm not even looking at him, and I know what the look on his face is. So, and you got to buy some. We're gonna get some red breast at some point because we got to try the Listau with Jesse. That's a different thing though. We'll do it with Jesse. You'll be happy because Jesse will be here. We won't be here. Well, maybe he'll be here. Wouldn't it be cool if he came here? I said something about liking Ithaca.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't win the Mega Millions, so we're not flying out.
One person won.
It's probable.
One person in Illinois. Somebody said at the last thing I was at today.
I can imagine.
Oh,
That's $400 million.
I'd be so happy, but I didn't buy a ticket, so.
Oh, there you go.
Can't win if you don't play. Oh. Alright, here we go. This is Whisky Dictionary Bill. Cool guy, man. Cool guy.
So,
Thank you, Bill.
At 115 proof, I would expect more of a burn.
I'm gonna feel bad if his name's not Bill, but I've heard it in other episodes. We never referred to him that way as far as when we correspond, but I'm pretty sure it's Bill. So, Jesus. He got the barrel head from this barrel
cool.
he bought, and he has a little video of him framing it on the wall and putting a shelf under it with one of these bottles for his first barrel pick.
Very
He did
cool.
it. You would like. I figured you'd like that because you're a very
Yeah.
woodworky guy. Like you're into that stuff too.
On occasion.
Yeah, it looks really neat on the show. So it's good. First and foremost.
For that proof, yeah, there's going to be some burn, but it's really not bad.
I don't. Wow. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's great. I kind of want to try, we've liked every 3 chord we've had.
Yeah. Yes,
I kind of want to try to add just a little bit of water to this just to see if it opens up.
You can do that. Do you want to try this first and then open it up, or do you want to open it up against itself?
I don't want to keep drinking more because we have another episode.
All right. Oh, so you don't want to do that now
No.
or today at all?
What? No, I'm definitely down to do another. I'm just saying I don't want to.
No, I mean this. Do you want to add water to this today?
I just did.
Oh, you already had some in your glass.
No, I just put water in it.
You already had some of the juice in your glass, and now you added water to it.
Correct.
I had finished mine.
Oh,
so.
well, good for you, buddy.
I enjoyed it. I'll pour a tiny little bit back in there, though. We'll play that. I'll do that. I'll do that shit. Some noisy shit.
Dude, yeah, it's a real tight chord.
Do you have a joke for that? Or?
Nope.
All right.
There's definitely more of a spice when it opens up like that. I don't know that it tamped anything down.
I'm going to let you recork. As opposed to me trying to reach around you with glass all over the place and being like, there you go.
He's done.
In case you missed that, that was anyway.
Sound like Snarf from the Lion of Thundercats.
Thundercats? Holy shit. That's old. Like, that's me old. I remember Thundercats when I was a kid.
Dude, I felt the magic. I heard the roar.
That's what she said. Oh, God.
Thundercats are loose.
So this is 3 chord with a little bit of... Now, interesting question, and we don't taste it, but your 12-year 3 chord we've done, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the proof was on that? Is it...
99.
Oh, that's the 99?
It was 81 and 99 because they were both divisible by 3.
Oh, yeah. Nice call. See?
Math is
Little
power.
things. So this is the highest proof. The only barrel strength, I guess, that's
True.
we got from 3 chord, and it's still good.
And at 115, still divisible by 3. Yeah. No?
I don't know, is it?
15? No. It's
No,
not.
15.
116 would be divisible by 3, right?
I'm not gonna start guessing now. After we're drinking, and now you're trying to do heavier math.
I'm real hard math. 117 would be divisible by 3. Because the 99.
I'm not even gonna try.
Plus
I'm
one.
not even gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him do it on his own. Because I don't
But it's
understand.
close. Anyway.
It was not, well, now to be fair, this isn't one of their offerings. This is, they sold him a barrel, he got to pick the barrel, and
Right.
the barrel,
So they didn't
the bottle that.
They didn't put any type of water in here to get it down to anything divisible
Right.
by 3, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So maybe they don't just have that control unless they're like, well, you can do a barrel pick from us, but it has to be divisible by 3.
That
so
would
if
be funny as hell.
That might be pushing it a little too far when they're not that. It's a good
Yeah.
brand. It wins a
No,
lot of
and
awards and stuff.
You can't say that this is a barrel pick and then add water to it. Like that's not a thing.
But again, you get those single barrels where every single barrel of 4 Roses is 100 proof. It's a single barrel. It's 100 proof. Every single one.
It's not a barrel pick.
It's not barrel proof. but it's a single barrel.
Yes.
So see,
There's
this is not
nuance
easy.
and difference.
All right. If you all think they don't know because of this, that, and the other, try it. Try doing this. All right. We do research all week, all the time. We don't. You know what I mean? We do this. We try. I got notebooks full of notes of stuff we've tried. I watch shows. He knows shit that I don't even understand.
What else would you have in notebooks other than notes? Just out of curiosity, like notebooks full of notes is what you said.
Well, because in my notebooks I have drawings.
Notebooks full.
I have drawings in my notebooks. So I use notebooks
that don't have kid from Wedding Crashers.
I use notebooks that don't have lines on purpose because when I get bored I doodle. That's why.
Fair. That's fair.
So I like to leave notes all over the place, and I don't like the lines. I don't like them trying to tell me where to write. Don't put your lines on my paper.
He likes to play a lot of tic-tac-toe.
What did I just see? They have a beer pong game, but it's Connect 4. So you have to connect 4 the beer pong, and I saw that somewhere, and I saw it at like Dollar General.
Nice.
But it's not beer, but that's what it is. It's like a Connect 4, but you have to bounce the ball or throw the ball, and so you can't just drop and beat each other. You have to score to beat. Like, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
I would have bought it if I had like $40 or whatever that shit is.
The hell was like General doing something for like $40?
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was on their.
I know it was like
expensive shelf.
The dollar store went to the $1.25 store because inflation, but shit. All right, so the nose on this is much different. It's sweeter for sure.
Water mellows it out, ice mellows it out. I get that. It definitely did that.
Oh, you're not on the Penelope, don't mind.
Oh, you went to Penelope?
Already.
What the hell?
Sorry, man.
You finished we put water in the 3 Chord,
yeah.
Right? What did you think of that?
I said...
I don't recall.
So what I said was that it opened it up, but it made it a little more spicy. Like, there was more... You could tell there was more spice to it. Like,
it opened it up and made it more spicy?
It was weird. Like, there was more of a spice. Like, you could tell there were more flavors prevalent, and they were stronger with the water in there, which is a little bit backwards. Like, normally you add water, it tamps things down. This actually opened it and made things a little more spicy.
That's the word open, though. Like, you opened up something spice that wasn't there originally. I feel similar, but I would describe it differently, because I would say this, I knew there was a lot of spice to it, yet it was still so warm and pleasant in my mouth, and the taste and the mouthfeel and the oral sensation, all that stuff. It was so good at that price point, or at that proof point, that I was like, well, this is good, and I know there's a lot of spice to it. And then when I added the water, I thought, well, okay, so I kind of feel the spice is like branching out. Like, that's what I'm...
So it almost like decoupled the flavor.
Right, yes. It opened them up to themselves as far as like...
Like, you could taste more individual things, and they weren't as well blended because it wasn't meant to... I would like to be fancy. That's why
oh my god. Oh, he's sticking his pinky out. Things are gonna go south from here.
Super fancy.
So...
honestly, so one of the cool things that I noticed before we started filming with this 3 Chord is that there was nothing in the neck.
No neck at all.
It was
That's
all
another thing.
bottle.
Neck pores. People
we had a discussion
comments about neck pores, and
so there was no neck in this one.
But other people say things like there is no such thing as a neck pore because as soon as you move it, the juice
goes. Yeah, well, and I had this whole debate. I'm like, with someone that I work with, and I work in a very scientific field, but essentially it was like we were trying to debate like how fluid dynamics work. So once you like start the pour, will the pour come from the bottle or will it come from the neck?
Right.
Like it was this very scientific and nerdy, in-depth conversation of how things pour out of a bottle. And basically, what we concluded was that without doing any type of like real scientific, like we take a dropper and we put it in the neck, take out the dropper, and then we go below the neck and like take the dropper out and like measure them in like a spectrometer or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, no, we got into this. We had to assume that because of how fluid works and fluid dynamics work, that even if like you brought the bottle home from wherever you were driving, this is what's happening.
Right.
So there is no actual difference between the neck and that unless it's been stagnant for like years. And then when you go to pour it, it's still not going to matter.
Because when you pour it, it blends back together. It's
right. There's really no difference because glass is one of those things that's like not very permeable. Permeable. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to use that word again. And that's why they use it, is because it doesn't allow a lot of oxygen to seep through in and out. Like that's the whole point.
Right.
So. Anyway, that was way too in-depth for...
That's the point, everything... Just be like, I like this one more than that one. I haven't even poured the bourbon
You
night.
should
Glad to know you're buzzing good too.
pour the Penelope, please. And
Have you sipped it?
I sipped, and I'll get a little bit extra in there because
Okay. You have sipped Penelope already?
I have.
Did we do this on a show?
We did. We did the
barrel.
Penelope show.
Okay. I wasn't sure if this one was part of the
It
Penelope
wasn't
show.
facts.
I'm just checking my glasses that aren't on my face.
None of the three. Where'd they go?
Right there. So that made a lot of
Banana
sense.
Republic, sir.
It's back, but we're back to it's now. It looked darker in the bottle, and then you get
It is
the
a black label.
Yeah.
So I mean, both of these have
And
black
I said
labels.
the same thing about this. I feel like
But
both of these
it's
look
fine.
light for the proof they're at. I just
I
feel
think-
like it's
I think it's a good color. I don't think that's bad.
no. It's but I mean, I just is it
It's-
every time
they're not double oaks or anything like
That's
that.
where I was gonna head. Maybe it's because of those double oak we do, but
We do
double
a
oaks
lot
we
of
don't.
double oaks.
But
Okay, even
I was in a liquor store the other day and I saw the guy.
even that. There's a Jim Beam double oak. That's gross.
Yeah,
It's not good. Don't buy it.
that bad.
It's pretty fucking bad.
It's not. All right, it's bad, but I saw a guy the other day when I was in the liquor store, and he grabbed Devil's Cut, and he grabbed 2 bottles of it. Same bottle, like just grabbed 2 bottles of Devil's Cut. He
Give
was
himself
like,
a hell of a weekend, huh?
I guess, I don't know.
This one here.
I would like to know in the comments, if we've mentioned it before, have you ever heard of another company that does something the way Jim Beam does Devil's Cut, which is apparently squashing something
They
out of the wood,
basically
just
take their barrels and
twisting
they
it
just
with
like
Jesus
mush
arms,
them.
and just
I don't know.
and they get more out of the wood.
So here's another fun fact for you folks. You saw when we did this episode months ago, and you'll notice that these bottles haven't changed since then because I don't drink them because they're that bad.
One of these are coming to my house in the near future,
Probably.
as I am the bourbon dumpster.
Yeah.
So
whenever you want them. Take them.
I think I'll take the double oaked at some point and get rid of it because the double oaked,
Use your
that's
scent.
not the devil's coat, double oaked. And I say that because of this. The devil's cut is something we can't find a
Competitor of.
there you go. And if we ever, and not that we couldn't just buy another bottle, so it's like $25 or something.
Yeah,
it's not like
still
$80.
inflation hasn't touched Jim Beam.
But right, it shouldn't. But you know what I mean? Like we're never gonna put Jim Beam double oaked against something else.
Like a Woodford Reserve double
Right,
oak,
because
like
it
a
just doesn't
Twin
belong.
Oaks of a Jefferson.
It's a setup. If we do a battle like that, we know who's gonna win, and we're just setting it up to say, hey, guess what? Jim Beam blows. Like you know what I
pretty
mean?
much, yeah.
Until you get to Booker's or until you get to something that's better. So yeah, I would absolutely. I'll drink the double oak. It's fine. It gives
But
me something
he's
to
not
drink.
touching that devil's cut.
Well, no, in case we have actually come up with a competitor, but again, yeah, we could just.
He's
get
gonna
another bottle
do
of
like
it.
devil's cut plus angel share. That's what he's gonna do.
Angels End.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Angels Envy ish.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like it better than Jim.
Yeah.
Here's a fun thing
Well,
for your
regular
kids to
Jim,
do at
though.
home.
I mean, regular Jim is just.
Yeah. So there's a shot and it's called the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, you talk about it. I'll do it.
It's-
I'll do it. Let's do
It's
that.
Jim. It's Jim Beam. It's Jack Daniels. It's Jose Cuervo, and what was the fourth one?
You started this, so I'm not.
man.
I don't have to come up with answers.
Jim.
He has to. He has to
Remember.
figure me out half the time when I start rambling.
I don't
So
even remember
sometimes
the
he
Fourth
has to
Horseman.
ramble.
Shit, this is bad.
Jim, Jack, Jose, and
Jim, Jack, Jose, and
I know two. I've heard it.
all right.
Jim,
I was thinking Jose would be the one I forget.
Jack, Jose, and shut up.
What's another guy? What's another name?
Jesus. We have to not think about it, and it'll pop
Yep,
in our heads.
fair enough.
So,
Anyway,
have you sipped this?
Penelope. My
Okay.
sweet Penelope.
You
Yes.
sipped it? Today. I mean, we both sipped it. I mean, today.
Yes. I have thoughts.
I do too.
Do you?
I do.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it a lot. It's sweeter.
Um,
It's definitely sweeter than the 3 chord. And that makes sense if there's a lot of, corn wheat in there, which
if
it's 60% corn wheat, right?
now this was his barrel pick,
Mhm.
and we corresponded through emails. Shout out Whisky Dictionary, so on and so forth. With Bill, you're an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And this was about $60, and we paid $65 for it. And that's a barrel pick.
Yeah.
And this one was how much? Do you have a guess? 'Cause it's been a while.
With shipping and everything, it was like 80.
It's a little bit more.
It was about the same price point.
This one may have a little bit more to it as far as what they had to go through. This is 4 to 5 years. Is there any kind of age, anything on there?
No. It just says straight bourbon, so it's at least 2 years, and it's
Could
not
be a little younger.
Not more than 4, I don't think.
So you know what I mean, and the grains and all that. That could be part of that process of
these grains definitely. There's a spicier here, but these are both similar in proof, so you shouldn't be tasting anything that's like too out of whack. But I don't know. I just feel like the Penelope has done a better job. And this is nothing against either It's Bourbon Night or Whisky Dictionary. I just feel like Penelope.
They both suck. You guys both blow. Eat shit. I'm kidding. We love both your shows. I'm trying to get a hold of Bourbon Night, but they're so busy. They've got so much going on.
They're going to the UK,
Scotland.
Yeah.
We could have gone with them. They had open tickets for so many people, but they were like. On their last show, they're like, we know it's really expensive, but that's what it costs to do what we're going to do if you're going to do it with us.
Right.
And I should have looked it up. I want to know how much that was.
It was like $3,500.
That's it.
It wasn't that bad.
Flight?
I think so.
Oh, that's not terrible.
No, it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you'd have to go to Scotland and drink scotches.
That's why I didn't want to.
Yes, yeah. You would love it. You will find scotches like we need to blind you some scotch.
No, we don't.
We don't need to become the Scotch barrel, but I mean. A lot of the techniques they get came from Scotland. Like,
you know
what?
From the very beginning. That's astute. You know what they didn't do is put freaking grass in it.
They don't all have wheat or peat. Sorry, they don't all have peat. They're not all peated. They're not all peated. They're unpeated. And I meant that.
I'm gonna say something right now.
Uh-oh.
Shenanigans.
Wow, nice. I like it.
Shenanigans.
Right.
But
oh
I've
that's a good way to like calm everything and like lighten it out. Be like
shenanigans. I really enjoy Penelope. I really enjoy 3 Chord products. So I like Penelope products. And I like 3 Chord products.
I do too.
And I feel like at this proof point, I feel like I gotta give the nod to Penelope.
And I'm gonna go exactly the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, I literally wrote down 3 for 3 Chord.
Nice.
Because I was so shocked when we opened it and drank it at the way it tasted and everything else about it. Just in this one, and I had drank that one, and I drank the other episode we did, and everything else. And when I took this one, it gave me that hint of that bite, that hint of that.
Really?
Like, just that hint, just the hint. This one, from first pour with no water or anything else, didn't do that. I'm going Whiskey Dick, and you're going IBN, and that's fine.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong with that. You have your palate, we have our palate. Everybody's got their palate.
I don't know. I didn't feel as much burn on this one as I did this.
And I felt like twice the burn when I first drank it.
I felt there was much more sweetness here. There was a higher. This was a higher sweetness to it.
The 20% of that 99% corn bourbon, 40% and 40% of the wheat bourbons, which means those were the dominant grain after the corn, obviously. But if the corn one is 20, well, no, that's the percentage of this bottle, 40, 40, and 20, right? So the corn bourbon. The 40, 40 of wheat. So 20% of this is 99% corn.
Well, that makes sense. Corn is definitely a starchy thing, and starch is one of those complex sugars. And there's a lot of wheat too. So if you guys want to do something for your palates, take a piece of bread, whatever Wonder Bread you got at home, like just nice little like
eat some bread.
Stouffer's bread. You take a piece of it. You take like the little inside part.
Stouffer's bread. Like Stouffer's doesn't make bread.
What Stroman's?
You're thinking of Stouffer's like pizzas,
lasagnas,
like
Stroman's bread. That's what it is.
Stouffer's doesn't make bread. They probably do, and I'm an asshole.
Buy yourself a loaf of white bread and take like the inside part, not the crust, and just like ball it up, put it in your mouth, chew it, and just
lick the crust.
Just chew it and put it in your mouth for like a minute and then a second minute and leave it there. And you're going to start tasting sweet because carbs are a complex sugar. And when they start breaking down in your saliva, they start to break into those sugars and then it starts to taste sweet. So when you get something that's been fermented from a wheat or a corn because the starch, that's going to give you that sweet flavor. And that's why everyone likes these things so much is because they're sweet, but it's a subtle sweet.
Remember that sciencey shit he was talking about a couple minutes ago when he got going with his dude at work because he's science man? Like, that's what he's talking about. And he's wrong. He's not wrong. He's right. He's right. But man, you went all like Bill Nye the Science Guy, like straight up. You did. You were like, listen, one of my buddies and I, we did the neck fours, and you don't like, you're just You're waiting for us to have a show where we've got the Whiskey Dictionary or we've got It's Bourbon Night, and you're like, listen, let me explain to you, like, and you're like, oh no, here we go. They'll never talk to us again.
We're gonna buy the rights to Blinded with Science.
Blinding with Science.
She blinded me with science.
How in the Christ would we have trouble remembering what shit is when we read it, and we'll be like, so it's this, but it's this of these, and then you have to complexly, and then how this one's 4 to 5 years age, and this was at least 2 years age, and now what's happening now to me in this show is like we should both try both of them again and see if we still feel the same way or whatever. But I'm also thinking I need to go home someday.
Well, you can try some more if you want. I mean, you do you.
No, this one. There's just a hint more of that something, that bite or that something that
I didn't get that. I got it the opposite way.
I liked it. I liked them both. Again, it's a battle and we both picked different winners, which is probably a good thing too. And we didn't preface this and plan that because we've been drinking too much to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm glad that we're doing 2 shows, both of which we would like to endear ourselves to, in case you ever want to hang out with us or whatever, because we're fun as shit. You can see that, right? Like, obviously, we're fun as shit.
I got a pool.
I'm telling you, he does have a pool. He has a pool, and he'll tell you all about science shit. So, but like, I'm actually glad we did that. But no, I was so stunned when we first started this episode and drank that one. I just assumed it would be harsher. I just assumed his first barrel pick, he did it online, sampling stuff that has to keep coming and going back to him till he gets it the way he wants it. And then this one where all I know is I like It's Bourbon Night shows and I like some of their other picks that we've got. And I don't dislike this one. This one shocked me with its happiness in my mouth. That's my science.
It's a scientific term right there.
The happiness in my mouth was more happy here than it was here.
And I felt the exact opposite. I thought this one was a little bit sweeter. I like the taste more on this one than I did this one. Neither one of these is bad. If you want to try either one of these,
you can't.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You can't try this. You might be able to try this still. He had bottles left. Go to the whiskydictionary.com or whatever and email him and he'll send you a bottle.
Yeah, check out his YouTube page.
He's a good guy.
You'll be able to find.
I don't know.
I don't think they have any more of this one, but
I don't know.
You can find like barrel picks at some bigger stores of this, like up in Buffalo at Premier. Our local one, I think, had a barrel strength.
Yes, I do. Yes. I believe that. I believe that too. Which is basically this only they didn't pick.
It's not. It wasn't the
barrel,
right?
So yeah.
I mean, you can find a barrel pick of Penelope in a lot of places. So by all means, go out there, find some.
I should have marked some rosé cask finish of this when I saw it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing too, and this is a completely side note to what we're talking about, except that it's about bourbon and stuff. At one store I saw in Bath, New York, and I'm not saying the name because I don't want to tell you. I don't give a shit. I'd rather tell you if I knew, but I can't remember. It's literally the store next door to Tops, right?
Sure.
It's in the same plaza.
Okay.
And right off the highway, as soon as you see Tops, it's right there with it in the bottle. They had so many things in there but they were high priced that I wasn't willing to spend the day I was there. It's like $100 or something. But
sure.
They had the rosé cask finish of this. They had a couple of. They had some Devil's River and some things but they were like barrel proof and stuff I had never seen anywhere else. It's a she because I think it's a lady that runs the store, and I talked to her and I talked to somebody else and they were like, yeah, she's always really good at what she does there, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's either the owner or the manager.
Mm-hmm.
They always, if you're ever just driving by Bath and you feel like just taking the exit and then going right back on the highway, they have a lot of random picks and random things that I've never seen. Puncher's Chance, which is I tried before we even started this, I bought the bottle of Puncher's Chance, which is a name brand that ex-boxer started, so he calls it Puncher's Chance, and they had a barrel proof of it, and I had only seen the regular bottle that I bought for like $28, which was at a lot of our local stores. It was fine, but I mean, the point is they have a lot of weird shit, like random. I've never seen a rosé cask at this anywhere.
All of this is to say, don't discount your local smaller stores, because sometimes they have things that you won't see elsewhere.
Sometimes the people that run those stores or own those stores realize, and they're like, oh, you have that? Give me that, because nobody else, you know what I mean? And they'll be like, oh, nobody else.
Like it's all about their distributors and stuff. Like, yeah, we want some of this. Like, we have this, and there's not a lot of it, so we're not going to offer it to the bigger guy.
Yeah,
because there's only like enough for they're not going to have enough for what they want. So, check out every store you can find. Like sometimes you find like
I saw Tommy Bahama bourbon. I don't even know what that means. Tommy Bahama is like
isn't that like the 99 bananas guy?
With Tommy Bahama is like you buy like shorts and stuff when you're on vacation at a beach.
It's like a Margaritaville kind of guy.
Yeah. It was $60 for a bottle.
That's weird.
I didn't buy it.
That's fair.
Tommy Bahama.
I feel like he would be a rum guy, not a bourbon guy.
That's what I'm saying though. I just went an hour away because my wife needed a car fixed, and that's where you had to take it. And I checked all the local liquor stores after the car was fixed, and I saw things that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And I see things when I do bourbon hunting shit around here that I'm like, I didn't even know that was still a thing, or that is a thing, or they made that a thing, or I don't know. There's just so much of it. Whether it's us explaining trying to explain grains, because there's you know what,
Grains on
finishing
grains on
techniques.
grains.
Yep.
Exactly.
There you go. Shenanigans.
So, with that,
Shenanigans was a good point there, right? That was a good spot.
Very shenanigans. It's Bourbon Night. Thank you very much for allowing us to buy this.
He said he's not done yet. He's still blathering about nonsense.
Thank you, Whisky Dictionary, for letting us get a bottle of your very first barrel pick.
True.
Both of them are great. Both of them are great shows. So please go check them out. If you've probably seen them before you've seen us, honestly.
Yeah.
But both are great shows. Both know what they're talking about, and both do really good work. So go check them out and enjoy some of their products, become their patrons, all that good stuff. And with that, I'm Meat.
I'm Ron.
And this has been
the
Bourbon
Barrel.